Greetings, folks. Today I'm coming to you from downtown Vacaville, and this is an old Lincoln Highway marker. Why am I showing it to you? I'll tell you as I take this walk along the Creekside Trail in downtown Vacaville. Come with me. It's early morning, November 29th. Cool and crisp, a beautiful autumn morning. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm getting my morning exercise, that's for sure. But I have a little purpose in mind as well. And what I'm doing is an adventure lab. An adventure lab is a type of geocaching experience. And what it is, it's an educational or historical, sometimes even artistic way of looking at different sites in different areas. And when you get to the particular site, you get to go online and answer a question. If you answer it correctly, you move on to the next site. And when you've answered however many sites are in that particular adventure lab, you've completed the adventure lab and you get the points, your geocaching points. If you're a geocacher and you're watching this, you know exactly what I mean. If you're one of my non-geocaching friends, well, this type of geocaching has no container. So I'm not looking for a little container hidden in the woods somewhere. I'm just simply looking for a particular site. And when I reach that site, gosh, I see one coming up right now. When I reach that site, I will answer a question and get those credits for answering the question correctly. Okay, I'm about to answer this first question, so I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I did answer that question correctly. And as you know, geocachers aren't supposed to give away too much about the hunts and the finds. So I'm just taking you along for the walk. Okay, I'm headed off to the second place, the second site on this adventure lab where I have to answer yet another question. And I will get there and catch up with you. Okay, these old school bells were part of the second site here. This is Andrews Park, which is really a pretty park in downtown Vacaville. So the Adventure Lab itself is part of the historic Lincoln Highway, which, as you might know, was the first transcontinental automobile highway. I think it was built in 1913 or finished in 1913 and named after Abraham Lincoln. So you could go from New York to San Francisco and back across the country on the Lincoln Highway. And it was about 3,300 miles across country, a little bit more than that actually. Let's see what this marker is all about. This is a marker thanking the veterans. And there's another glance at Andrews Park. And we will continue down this way. There's a pretty Christmas tree. So we're a little less than a month away from Christmas. This cool looking town hall building, looks like it was the old jail as well, was part of the clue and the answer to that next question, which I answered correctly. So I move along to the next historical site. Okay, I'm getting off track here a little bit, but downtown Vacaville is such a cool little old town that I just enjoy looking around before I go to the next stop. This is a neat sculpture. It's chilly and my lips are like half frozen. There's the square, a little downtown square. People are out getting coffee and breakfast. It's still early. The next Adventure Lab stop requires some driving, so that's why I'm taking this nice little detour of walking through downtown and just enjoying it. Some of the buildings are old and refurbished, such as that one. They've kept it looking very nice. It's an old Oddfellows building. Okay, heading back to the Geomobile. And before driving away, just one more quick shot of this old bridge and the walkway under there, which I'm sure is very pleasant, especially in the summertime. And the creek is there. It's a neat little place to walk. And I've started off my morning right with some exercise and some fun. And now for a short drive to the next Adventure Lab stop. Okay, I'm now about 6 miles into another city. I had to drive down here from Vacaville, and this is Fairfield, California. We're looking at the old courthouse, and apparently there will be another Lincoln Highway marker here, so let's find it. This is part of the Adventure Lab. It's an interesting sculpture there, the letter V, and another sculpture here in front, but that's not what I'm looking for. Ah, there it is. The old Lincoln Highway marker. Okay, and this has nothing to do with the Adventure Lab. I'm just walking through downtown Fairfield since it's a beautiful morning to walk, and I can allow myself this little detour. Pretty deserted out here this morning. It's a little too chilly and a little too early probably for most people, but I enjoy it. Well, in my humble opinion, it's kind of a nondescript downtown with not a lot of areas of interest. I think downtown Vacaville is a lot more walking friendly and more interesting. For example, I don't see a single coffee shop open around here. So I guess the locals don't come downtown early in the morning for breakfast and coffee, at least not where I'm walking. Okay, the next Adventure Lab stop is a couple of miles down the road, so we'll take that in. Okay, this stop brought me to an old stone chapel in Rockville, which is not far out of Fairfield. You can see that chapel in the background. There's a better view. And we are at the Rockville Cemetery. So there's a lot of history here. There's no particular Lincoln Highway marker here, but this area is along the old Lincoln Highway. Oh boy, there's some old markers here. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough and I'll get back to you. Lots of history here. I bet a walking tour led by a historian would be fascinating There's a beautiful fall tree, fall colors. Okay, my final destination is a plaque that marks the approximate burial site of Chief Solano, who was chief of the Sassoon tribe years ago. Now, what does this have to do with the Lincoln Highway? Well, this is actually now Solano College. I'm on the campus just outside of Rockville, and somewhere along here was the old Lincoln Highway. There's no marker here, but somebody's done their homework and they know that this was the route. So just to let you know that at every single stop along the 10 stops of this adventure lab, I didn't show all of them, but most of them I did, the information online that you read before you get your question that you have to answer is always educational, interesting, and usually has some sort of history to it. So the Lincoln Highway was the theme of this adventure lab, and I appreciated it. It was educational, it was interesting, and it was a nice drive between two different cities. And that wraps it up. I'm not too far right now from Rockville Park, which is one of my favorite hiking places. And really, I've had enough city walking for the day and enough driving, so I'm headed to Rockville Park now for a nice hike. This is the final day of Thanksgiving weekend. I hope yours was happy. I'll see you in the next video. Take time to wander and take care. Bye for now.